If you're watching this, you're watching Blue Dog Aquatics. If you're new to the channel and you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, well, welcome back. Now, today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about time, and we're going to talk about time management. But before I get to that, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so I want to give a big shout out to the men and women who protect this country, as well as the essential workers like your nurses, firefighters, and police officers. So, if you see one, make sure to thank them on this great day. And also remember the soldiers that have given their lives so that we can have a better life here at home. Now, back to time. If you've been in the hobby for more than a couple of minutes, really, time management is essential, because whether you're doing water changes or tank maintenance, time can get away from you. And you may plan for something to be, it's going to take a couple of minutes, and then guess what? You look at your watch and it's 5 hours later and you're like, oh, where'd the day go from me? Well, I'm going to show you something with water changes that has helped me a lot, and it's brought water changes from several hours down to about an hour. And I can do all 47, 48 of my aquariums in that time. So, without further ado, I'll show you here. Now, what I have here is a 1 horsepower external self-lubricating pump. Now, you can pick this up at your local Menards. They're about 46 bucks. They're relatively cheap. And then the hoses, I mean, you can either build your own like I did, and the whole setup costs you about under 100 bucks. This thing right here is a huge lifesaver. But I will tell you, if you're going to get one, make sure to get the self-lubricating one and not the one where you have to add oil, because, yeah, I already burned up one of them. And that's because I didn't know it wasn't a self-lubricating one. But this thing is a lifesaver. What it does is you have your incoming line here, which, as you can see, if I can find the end, there it is. Now with shrimp and stuff like that, you want to put some mesh netting over it just so you don't suck up the shrimp. This thing has, oh man, it has an insane amount of suction in it. And we have shutoffs here so that we don't have backflow. And then we have our drain here, so when it goes through, you can see how dirty the water is coming through. And then when it leaves, this hose is 6 months old and it's still this clean, because what the pump does is the pump actually grinds up anything that comes through it, and what it does is it'll shoot it out, and from what I've gathered, it brings it out a lot cleaner. Now also make sure that you have a shut off here. This is a Python hose, and that's just so I can drape it over my sink. If you're by a back door or you have a drainage, you can lay it there. This just makes sure that when I'm doing water changes, it doesn't go anywhere. So, next we're going to talk about Aquashella. Now, Aquashella is coming up, and it is less than 2 weeks away. We're going to start preparations, so stay tuned for that. We got more to say on that in a minute. So what we're going to do here, I have these fancy little hooks. Not really fancy, they're just 99-cent hooks. And we're going to do a water change to show you the effectiveness of this hose. Now, I can sit in here, I got it right here, and we'll pull this out. I just do that so that it stays up out of the way. I got plenty of plug-ins in the other room. So what we're going to do, we'll pick it up and we'll bring it this way. Now we'll set it on the floor, just so it's out of the way. Got a little tangle when I was moving it. We got a plug-in spot right here, so we'll dangle that there. Open up the door, because we could run it to the sink, but you know, it's don't really have to, because it doesn't make sense. It's a nice day out. I don't have to worry about it freezing. Now, some of you remember from some of my other videos, this is my 300-gallon pond. Oh, hear that? You can hear Bubba. He's playing with his ball. Now, so what we'll do is open up the valve so that we get suction. This is the 360-gallon pond. I keep my catfish in here. I also have an electric blue Texan and currently some minnows, which are catfish bait. But it's doing really well. One of my catfish got sick about a week ago, and so we have medication in here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to rinse it out, put some pure water in there. And so now the pump is a little loud, so if it's in an area where you're working a lot, I mean, you can put a styrofoam box over it. It's not going to hurt it, just to kind of muffle the noise. So now I have the net on here so that we don't have jumpers, like I said before. And what we can do is we can just pull up the corner of it and stick the hose in. And then we will reach over here and now you hear the air, and what it's doing is the air is just trying to get suction. It's getting all the air out of the line until it gets water. And there it went. Now it's slowly gathering, and look, here we go. It's just taking off, pumping all that water out. Now while that's draining a little bit, we'll talk about what we're going to use for the refilling. Now we did talk about the RODI system that I have up here. It does about 300 gallons a day, but what's really nice is I have a pump built in here. If you have this big of an RODI system, you need to make sure that, especially if it's in the basement like mine is, you want to make sure that you have a heater in there, a circulation pump, and then I actually have a submersible pump in there, so that all I have to do is plug it in, drape the hose, or bring it all the way out to my fish room. Hey, sorry about the cut, guys. We had a battery die. But the water, we did get the water drain down to where we want it. We want to do about 15% of this pond. So we just finished up draining. Now, before the battery died on us, I did want to talk about parameters. Now, parameters on this are a little bit different than your typical aquarium because catfish are dirty animals. So your ammonia is going to be a little higher. That's why we do regular water changes just like we would anything else to make sure to keep that down. The TDS we keep on this is about 300. The pH we keep right around 7.5. And then the GH is about 7, and then the KH is about 4. Temperature, it actually has its own sensor over here. It's sitting at about 77 degrees. So that's perfect temperature, keeps them active and keeps them where they want to hunt more. Of course, that's in my opinion, because anytime it's warmer in this pond, they go on the hunt frenzy. Now that we're done with the draining, we want to get into adding water. Now, same type of hose, you can get it from your local big box stores, you can get it from Menards or really any store. It's just a 3/4 inch line, and we have the same Python tip on it, and so we have the shut off here. So all I have to do with this is hang it over the edge, reach back here, and turn it on. So now we got clean RO water coming in. The levels on the water are pretty good, but we do the water change on these about every 2 weeks. So just topping off, cleaning up the water a little bit. Now the pump that we run on this is actually an FX6. It does amazing for this pond, and we run a commercial grade air pump. We had a couple smaller pumps on it before, and it just wasn't doing the job, wasn't getting that flow, and so we put a commercial grade on it, and it really moves air now and keeps the air circulation in the water. Now, remember, I was talking about Aquashella a little bit ago, and we do have that coming up in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned to our next video. We're going to be showing you preparation on how we're going to pack the trailer safely, because we are taking down 20 custom divided tanks, because I'm taking down about 40 different lines of shrimp down to Aquashella Orlando, and you know, there's no need for them to be, I need a fish room as big as mine, and my boot's not that big. It's like a 10 by 10. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take plexiglass, cut it up, and put dividers in. So if you want to look an insight on how to do that, stay tuned to our next video. Aquashella is June 12th and 13th, so if you're down there, make sure to swing by our booth and say hi. We'll be hopefully busy the entire time. We'll be heading down here probably on the 9th. Our next video will also include how we're planning on packaging all the shrimp to make sure that they're safe and climate controlled, because right now here in Nebraska it's a little chilly, and so, but I know once we get down to Florida it's going to be nice and heated. So I'll show you how we'll package those guys to make sure that they stay safe the entire trip. It's about 22 and a half hours for us from here. We'll be driving the whole way. So stay tuned for that. Once again, I want to give a big shout out here on the Memorial Day. I've lost a lot of friends to combat and to suicide, so keep soldiers in mind this Memorial Day weekend. You know, for most people it's a party and it's a getaway, and but it's rough on a lot of us, because we've lost a lot of loved ones and friends over the years, and so make sure to keep that in mind. And then also I wanted to apologize for we didn't have this video is a little bit later than what we're used to. We had a family tragedy. I lost a couple of cousins in a freak car accident, and so I was dealing with their funerals, and so I apologize for not having the video on Wednesday like I normally do, but I just wanted to keep you guys posted in what was going on with that. We're going to do it every Saturday. We might change it up to back in the middle of the week again, but we'll see. I work another full-time job as well as doing this, so I want to make sure that we get it on a consistent schedule for you guys, that way you guys can stay tuned to our videos. So, as this is filling up and everything, like I said, make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. Give us a thumbs up. And as always, the big question, your tank or mine?